Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is I, the Revenant Spectre, and today we got a bit of a pickups video that we're going to do, and this video is actually going to be a little bit longer than what I had intended for it to be in my mind, but I'm not going to have that happen right now because I've kind of gotten along the lines of picking up some graphic novels lately on the cheap, and I really wanted to add those in this video, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and save those for a separate video so I don't have to run my mouth off of my face and get dry mouth and, hoarse and all this other stuff and have the video be twice as long than what I had planned for it to be. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about these few little things right here and take it from there. So look for another video maybe within the next few days or so regarding the graphics novel pickups. And yeah, so anyways, the first one that we got here is Ninja Gaiden for the PlayStation 3. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, as a matter of fact. And from what I know of this was actually an original Xbox title. It was ported over to the 360, and then it also ended up coming to the PlayStation 3. A very challenging, action-oriented kind of game based off of like the Ninja Gaiden series, obviously. I never really had a chance to play this. I have friends of mine that had it, and they also played some of it. And I saw it in action, but I never really took the time for me to utilize it myself. But I've heard that this is actually the definitive edition when it comes to all three of those versions. So definitely looking forward to giving this one a shot today. And yeah, I know I ended up making a rant about Goodwill before previously because there is some really stupid pricings that they do. I know they have to go online to look up some of these things. It's freaking Goodwill. All your games, if you price them at $5, should be freaking $5. They shouldn't be all over the place. If you price most of them at that, keep them at that. It's just like an incident that I had today. I saw 4 Super Nintendo cartridges there behind the almighty glass case, and they were various prices, but one in particular was Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo, and they wanted like over $16 or $17 or something for it. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. It's freaking Goodwill. So the fact is I didn't need any of those or want any of those because out of all 4 of those, 3 of those I had on the Super Nintendo Classic and the other one I didn't care about because they also had F-Zero, Super Mario World, and Killer Instinct. So if you know about the SNES Classic, you know which ones are on there. Killer Instinct isn't on there. I thought it was on there, but it's not. But anyways, that aside, that was a little rant for you. But anyways, yeah, so definitely looking forward to giving this one a shot. And it was actually complete as well, as you can see right there. Can you believe it? It actually comes with an instruction book and booklet. I can't freaking believe it. But yeah, so let's see. It came out in 2007, I believe, or ported over to the PS3 in 2007. From what I saw in the review, you play as another character in this as well to see her side of the story, as well as playing as Ryu Hayabusa, I think that's what his name was, as well as playing his story. And they've also made a few little tweaks and things to it as well to make it better than what it was. Like, for example, with water running, I think you just hold down the X button to run across it in case of like having to constantly press it constantly to jump one after another, which would annoy the shit out of me. So I'm glad they ended up fixing that. I don't know all the little things that they've done to it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot probably sometime this evening. But the next one that we have here is actually a DVD, and it is Diablo 2, as a matter of fact. It's the special limited edition. So obviously, I'm guessing somebody had got the limited edition of Diablo 2 and then just ended up selling the DVD right out of it. But basically, it is the complete Diablo 2 game cinematics, digitally remastered and enhanced picture quality on your DVD video player. Well, isn't that special? But it's got 24 minutes of cinematically digital animation rendered in widescreen letterbox format, storyboards, audio commentary from the Blizzard Cinematics team, and cinematic trailers and early samples from the Blizzard Cinematic Vault. But for only $2, I mean, anybody can go say, well, you can just go and look at them online. Yeah, that's true. But for $2, with the other special features and things they were adding in this on top of the special digital cinematic thingamajiggies, I mean, it's $2, and plus it just comes in this cool-looking case. It looks like it's just right off of the game itself, so, I mean, and let's see. Yeah, it actually does have the little slip in there. Well, there isn't really anything there besides just the creators' names and whatnot. But yeah, I guess this came with the special edition for Diablo 2 when it first came out. I had played a little bit of it on PC way back when, but never really fully got into it. But I remember the original Diablo, as a matter of fact, back on the PlayStation 1, and played a little bit of that and thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, looking forward to go back and looking at this of all the glorious stuff that they released. What was it, back in 2000? I believe it was. Yeah, right here when Diablo 2 came out. So Yeah, one of those things that you couldn't just probably just find out in the wild, just out of nowhere. You'd have to actually have the special edition to be able to get it, I suppose. But anyways, the next one we have here, and fancy the fact that it's another DVD set, and considering the fact that I don't talk as much about pro wrestling and heavy metal on here as I want to, it's mainly about gaming, but my channel is also about that as well. My girlfriend and I ended up going to a flea market probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I ended up finding NXT's Greatest Matches Volume 1. It is a three disc set. No, it ain't anything like that. 3-disc set. Let's get that straight. Of the greatest matches from NXT from Volume 1. And it's a very, very shiny case, too. It's all like gold and glittery and everything else. You can kind of see how it's just kind of flashing there in the lights and all that loveliness. And a lot of people will say, they're like, well, why don't you just try to find the Blu-ray version? And I'm like, well, they didn't have the Blu-ray version. Plus, it was only $5 for this, brand freaking new. So, you know, it hasn't been used or anything like that. I think at Walmart, you'd have to pay like $15 or $20 for it, I believe. So for $5, brand new, DVDs, can't go wrong. Plus, another thing I've noticed, the DVD collections, like, so much more prettier, and just they have more of a flair to me, I guess you could say. Woo! Sorry I had to put that in there. Ric Flair, you know, Charlotte Flair. Ric Flair does it better, you know, that's just me. But the fact is that it has more of a flair to it than the Blu-rays do. And the thing is, though, is anytime you end up getting any type of wrestling Blu-rays, at least from WWE, if they have any of their older stuff on there, they never, ever put it in HD. From the ones that I have, from the collection of wrestling DVDs or Blu-rays and DVDs that I have, from the Blu-ray perspective, they do not put it in HD. They put just the little borders on the side and just have it in its original format, which is bullshit. Because if I'm paying for a Blu-ray, take the time to digitally enhance the damn thing, because it isn't happening. Now, if anything, they end up having, like, the newer stuff, obviously, is in HD, which I'm sure if I got this on Blu-ray, it would all be in HD because, you know, NXT, got started some odd years ago. But the thing is that I had never actually checked out any of NXT when it first started to come around. So to actually see some of them, now granted I could go on the WWE Network or whatever, but to look at it from this perspective and see some of the greater matches when NXT first came around, that I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. That would probably actually make me want to go back and look at the older episodes of NXT on the WWE Network. So anyways, haven't got to watching it just yet, but definitely looking forward to it. And then the next one I got here, actually 2 of these, is books. And I think I actually had mentioned this before with one of the books that I got some videos back, as a matter of fact. But this is the Guinness World Records 2006, the Gamers Edition. Now, I also have a few other ones of these as well. I've got I think I've got like the 2011 or 2014 version, and I got the 2017 version in this one as well. But all those I had found at Goodwill for like $2 and, well, no, I think it was like $1.50, $2, something like that. But yeah, I always had been interested in wanting to check these things out and see all the different types of things that was inside of them and the different records and things like that. And just look at the pretty pictures and whatnot, and maybe some news and things that I never had known about in the world of gaming. So to get them really cheap like that, I mean, you know, it's worth it to me, especially considering that the original price of these things was $15, and for me to pay like $1.50, $2.50 or whatever for it to be able to go through these things, yeah, that seems like it's worth it to me. So gonna look forward to going through that, especially the other couple books as well. But I kind of have been reading some with the graphic novels that I had mentioned previously, so haven't really had time to go through those just yet. The last thing that we have here is the Assassin's Creed Limited Edition art book, which I also had found at Goodwill as well. And just look how pretty that is. Just look how gorgeous that is. And this is obviously from the very first game. Right here in the back, they have this was actually wrapped around it, around the book itself. But the thing is that it was kind of dirty, and I don't know if you guys can really see it, but it is kind of dirty a little bit along the sides, and it looks like it's kind of worn out a bit. So I just went ahead and took it off and saved it, and just went ahead and just have this be shown, because this looks so much more better. Looks a hell of a lot better than that thing does over there, and plus it flip-flops around everywhere anytime you try to pick it up and move it around. But I'll just try to flip through here real quick and show a little bit. Oh, right here, as a matter of fact, they ended up putting a really nice lithograph in there. So there's something really pretty that they had added in, which I guess you could utilize that as a bookmark if you choose to do so. But the thing is here, Just right here, they got a bunch of different types of artwork and a bunch of different types of text and things, probably explaining the whole course of the game and the ideas that they had came up with and things of that nature, and the different types of enemies and Altair himself. And let's see, I haven't really had a chance to read through any of this too much, but I have looked at a lot of the pictures that they've had in here, and it's some really gorgeous artwork. Yeah, you also got some scenery there as well, some of the environments, some of the, damn it! Some of the, come on, you son of a bitch! Okay, there we go. And some right here, as you can see, I'm trying to just flip as best as I can because it's kind of hard to be in that position and do it like this. But anyways, yeah, but that was all the pickups that I had. But the thing is, though, is I saw that at Goodwill for like it was just like a few dollars or something, I believe, and that was I think it was like $3, something like that, I believe. I'm not really sure, but because the original price for this when it first came out was $25, so to pay like $3 for that, yeah, that was a pretty good idea, especially considering the fact that I really do love video game art books as well. And when I saw that, I was like, yep, $3, I'll go ahead and do it. Especially considering this hardback, and I think their hardbacks are like $2.50, $3, something like that. I guess that depends on whether it's either in the children's section or it's within the adult section. And I think that this was actually in the children's section, which makes no freaking sense whatsoever, considering the fact that it's a mature-rated game and it's an art book and it was there. I don't understand why. You know, they have some people working there that put these books in these different areas that really shouldn't be there. But heck, if I get the children's price for it compared to the adults' price in terms of the books, and that's fine with me. It's not my fault. I just ended up getting it at a cheaper price. But I guess considering the fact that it was hardback, hardbacks are just a little more than softbacks are. But anyways, I'll go ahead and stop rambling about that. But anyways, I would just go ahead and I would end this like I always do. Later, taters. Oh, and by the way, be in tune for the graphics novel video that will be up in the next few days. Later.